Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to NJPW Puroresu Review. I'm your co-host, C. Right over here is the angry taco princess herself. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball? She very
I'm doing
tired.
great, Andre. I'm just seeing someone outside who I know.
Ooh, fun.
Harlan Abbott just walked right by my window with his dog. It's an interesting morning. Holy heck. We are having an
Yeah.
interesting conversation before coming on here. It is too early for this ish. But how are you doing, my friend?
I've been doing good. I've actually been up for a few hours already. So I got up early this morning to finish this show because I knew how long the last couple matches were going to be. And so I got up early, watch this stuff, got some stuff ready, got all the graphics ready for this show, and yeah, we are here to talk some Power Struggle Super Junior
Yeah,
Tag League
we're a
Finals.
little confused about how the brand new app worked. So she was struggling with the technology. She's a bit of an airhead, not gonna lie. I don't know how I make it through the day most days, but I ended up watching like 3 hours of the wrong heckin' show in preparation for this. But don't let that deter you guys. Once you figure out how to use it, the new NJPW app is actually really fun, really nice, and really easy to use. But again, once you figure out how to use it,
Yeah,
most people are above the Melball average intelligence, though, so y'all should be fine.
because there is a thing with the new app. Everything is broken down by series now. If it's a
Mhm.
tour, when you even if you click the one night of the tour, it will give you the it gives you the option to pick the list of any night of the tour, so you can mess it up. So it's just
Yeah.
getting used to knowing, making sure you're picking the right night of the tour that you want to watch. So be very
Also, tell them
careful.
how to pick English commentary because that was also a problem for a Melball.
So when you're watching the video, you hit the little gear button. There's a little circular gear button. You hit that, then you hit where it says audio. It'll say Japanese. You hit that, and then you pick English. If there's an English option, it will give it
It
to
says
you.
alternate. Alternate.
Or alternate, and then you can pick the English. You can pick the English version. So you can. So
And Melville did not know that either, so she got the excitable Japanese commentary, which was actually pretty cool because you got Desperado on it, so that was pretty awesome.
yeah, and again, like we said, we've watched a few shows from this Power Struggle tour, and they've been
Mm-hmm.
really enjoyable to listen to, even though I have no idea what they're saying. It just they're fun, they're excited, they give you that passion. Chris and Walker do a great job too. Don't get me wrong, but it's a different kind of it's a different kind of feeling coming from the Japanese commentary. It's just the way, just I not understand. Maybe if I was listening to English commentary and I only spoke Japanese, maybe I get the same kind of feel because I wouldn't understand because it's that feeling. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what the guy's name with the glasses is, the one in the suit, the Japanese guy.
Mm,
Um,
no
who
idea.
who has the really nice glasses. He's always in a very flashy, nice suit. He is like so excitable. So excitable. When you listen to the Japanese commentary, he is the one who's like screaming into his microphone. He is having such a blasty blast with his life. But then there's Milano, who's just sitting there going, "Oh, look at that." Like just I don't know if he's actually saying that, but that's just what I get from the tone of his voice. He's very like, "Oh, that's so cool. Oh, look at that." And then you had Desperado who's sitting there going, "Huh, yeah." Like he wasn't giving us a lot, but it was still a really fun commentary to listen to when you had when you didn't know you had the option of something else, like I
So it
did.
says there was 5 commentators on this show: Haruo Murata, Yuichi Tabata, uh,
Dorado must
Sh-
have been the other guy I'm thinking of.
Shinpei Nogami, Lano Connection AT, and El Desperado. And then there was also the English team, which they actually got the video. They actually got shown on video properly talking to the camera at one point. I don't know if they probably showed it on yours, but the Japanese were speaking
They did.
over them, right? Yeah, so they actually got to show them talking for a minute, which, like, I know Kevin and Chris got that a couple, like a couple few, like, but it's just a minute. But hey, it's progress.
It is. It works. It
Yeah.
works.
But before we get into the show, I want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining us here, supporting us, liking the video, subscribing to the channel, sharing it out to everybody in the world. I don't care if you know them or not. Just share stuff out. Because we're awesome. and you love us, so please do that.
Your
Don't
friends, your family, your mortal enemies.
Yeah, that stranger on the street. Just give him a card with our
Why not?
address
The
on.
crocodile in the sewer.
Yeah, youtube.com/at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk. Just write it on a card and give it out to random people on the street. That's what you can do. Don't forget to comment down below because we love hearing from you guys. And also, make sure you hit the notification bell so you alert every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
It's too early. But also,
I'd
don't
be a
forget.
little sus about answering that.
Yeah. Also, we will be coming back with more Stardom next week. We've just been trying to get this Power Struggle tour out of the way. We'll have lots of Stardom coming up in the next week, along with another one of these covering Lone Star Shootout, and then we'll be back at it doing some New Japan coming for starting with the World Tag League on the 20th. So, yeah,
Lots of wrestling.
Lots of wrestling. Plus, we're going to be watching, actually, going to watch together with a bunch of our friends. We're going to be watching the AEW pay per view on top of it all. So, yeah, we will not be covering that here. Sorry to say.
We got Chop Talk at the end of the month.
Yeah, we have Chop Talk in a month. Lots of great content coming for you for the rest of November. December, we'll have another Chop Talk for top talent for wrestling there. Yeah. No, there's no LPW that in December.
Oh, well, then one, yeah.
Yeah. So again, lots of content coming out for you. Remember what your flavor is. We got something coming out for you. I know when we talk Stardom next week, I have some topics I want to talk about that make me unhappy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, not you. We're good. You're good.
Angry Andre.
But we're not going to talk about Stardom now. We're going to talk about Stardom later. Let's get into it. We're going to talk some Power Struggle. I found this graphic randomly on Google and I just used it. I loved it. I like the look of it. It looked great.
The blue is a very interesting pop of it. It plays off the red very nice.
Yeah, it pops the red in such a great way. But we started a pre-show a match, the Frontier Zone 6-man tag match. It's sorry, I'll go with our guys. It is Ryusuke Taguchi, the DKC, and the Ichiban Meat Boy.
I was gonna say that name. Wow, that was great.
Yeah, Ichiban Meat Boy, Boltin Oleg, taking on. I don't know what companies these guys are from.
Dragon's Gate.
Oh, these are all Dragon Gate. All Dragon Gate.
Yeah.
Mochisuki Jr., which is the guy on the right, the blonde kid. Yoshiki Kato in the red gear. Or he's a dark-haired gentleman.
Yes, the one without the mask.
Mel, can you turn me down a little? I can hear a reverb of my voice. Sorry. And the final person is Strong Machine Jr., who can dance like you wouldn't believe. This guy was dancing and in his entrance, dancing in the match.
And clearly a part of a very illustrious family within professional wrestling. Clearly a distant cousin of Super Strong Machine and Super Strong Machine Little and Super Strong Big Machine in Stardom.
Yeah, there's probably his sisters.
Well, they're super strong. He's just strong, so maybe they're related.
They're probably his aunts. That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Again, really fun match. I'm just going to jump to the end here. Mochizuki misses the railgun kick, which looks like a Trouble in Paradise, and Taguchi gets an ankle lock, and then as it like a guy would get to the end, he'd roll him back to the ring, and then he'd roll him back to center. He kept rolling him back to center, and eventually gets a submission victory for Team New Japan.
And that was a great submission finish for Taguchi too, because there were several things leading up to it where he was holding on to the ankle, and how do we say his name? Mochizuki. Was trying to throw kicks, trying to escape out of there. Taguchi just had an answer for every reversal that he was trying to throw at him, ducking it, maintaining control of that ankle. And then the end of it, I mean, he really reefed on that ankle and then brought it down sideways to his butt. That kid had nowhere to go. The beginning part Boltin and Strong Machine J there was so fun because you could see how like Strong Machine was having fun with it. He's dancing around, and Bolton's sitting there like, "What are you doing? I want to fight you.
Mm-hmm.
Sit still." It was great. They both played it very, very well. Um, Something that you had mentioned in the past several times about Bolton is that he gives that very Lesnar-esque kind of vibe to him.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't quite believing that fully until this match when he started doing the hop at the very beginning there, right before the start of the match, before the bell went. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Yup, we're looking at a 20-year-old Brock Lesnar with personality right there is what we're looking at." And I only say that because Bolton's facial expressions at this
No.
age,
30 years old.
he's 30.
He's 30. Remember, he also had a
Bo-
very long amateur
Bolton's
career.
30.
He's 30. He's also had a very long amateur career, too. Yeah.
Bolton is 30. There's no freaking way. That child looks 21.
I just looked it
See,
up. He's 30
brother,
years. He's from Kazakhstan.
Mr. Oleg, you gotta hook a girl up with whatever youth potion that you're using over there, because goddamn, this child looks no more than 21. You're telling me he's 30?
Yeah,
Man,
100%.
all of my DARs are just off. Um, Getting back to the match though, I feel that Bolton has more facial expressions at this point of his career than Brock did when he was 30 or 20.
100%. Yeah.
Um, that was definitely something he didn't develop until much later into his career, especially after he lost Heyman.
Mm.
Um, but this Mochisuki guy, holy shite. I mean, how much did he remind you? Maybe it's just me who got these vibes off of him, but he reminded me of Roppongi 3K Sho in
Mm-hmm.
his look, in his style. He had the facial expressions right. That's the only difference is Mochizuki actually seems to have figured out his face. As
So
weird as
what?
that is to say.
So what you're saying is Mochisuki should team up with Yo and just become Mo.
Sure, I could get behind that. I like Mo from Wally. Mo was my favorite little robot. So
Every,
yeah, I could get behind that for sure. But yeah, this Mochizuki guy, super fast, super good, super strong, super just flexible, good at what he does. And like I said, he just looked like a Roppongi 3K show, and I loved it because that was my favorite show.
mm-hmm.
That was a show that was functional, that was good, that was talented, that I wanted to see. Um, yeah, I don't know what this note was supposed to mean. Oh, I just wrote it weird. Yeah, the submission with Taguchi doing the ankle lock, bringing Mochizuki's foot pretty much down to his butt. That was what forced the submission there. Something I didn't mention was that Yoshi Yoshiki Kato. I think it was
Yoshiki
Kato.
Kaito.
Kato?
Yoshiki
Well,
Kato.
there's no I, so I didn't know if it was Kato or Kaito. Kato. I think they were saying Kato on Japanese commentary.
Kato, whatever it is. Yeah.
Every time they said it, I was like, "Oh, it's like Kato here. He has no tail." Um, don't wanna forget about this guy. He did an incredible job, and I believe they were saying on commentary he used to be a cop before joining
Yeah. They said
professional
that on
wrestling.
English commentary. They said he was a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow I found English commentary for the first match on this one, but not for the rest of them. I'm not entirely sure how that happened.
You broke it.
I mean, I broke it or I am broken. We're not gonna debate that. Um Yeah, this was a really cool opener, really nice introduction to these 3 guys, and I did really like how it ended, where there was some kind of tension, but it wasn't, like, aggressive tension, like headbutting
Mm.
tension. It was like, "Hey, we kinda kicked your asses, but, if you wanna come back,
Mm.
the option's there, the door is open." Like, it was a very nice kind of sportsman way to end this match, I
Yeah,
thought.
I like this Frontier Zone concept of bringing like young guys in from other promotions.
I do
It kind of
too.
gets us exposed. It gives them a chance. And like maybe New Japan finds a guy they really want and they can lure him away. Like we
Mm-hmm.
we
100%.
need some Mo with our Yo. You know,
We need some Mo Yo.
we need Mo Yo. Yeah.
Yo.
We move on. First match of the main card. It is a tag team match. Osker Leube and Yuto Nakashima taking on the United Empire's Callum Newman and Jeff Cobb. As soon as I saw this match, I was like, okay, I know who's winning, but okay, still going to be good. Great little PK from Callum into the standing moonsault by Cobb. I love that little. I love that they're already kind of rocking combos together, even though they've been only working together for like a couple months.
I mean, I do expect it though, I'm not gonna lie, because the United Empire,
They're
they're
united.
known for their unitedness, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm not surprised about that one. Continue.
No. Leube really taking the chops and strikes to Cobb and even gets him
Mhm,
to drop him with the shoulder block. They really made Leube look strong, especially against Cobb. Leube and Yuto Nakashima getting that sandwich big boot their dual thing they got
mhm,
pretty good.
mhm,
Although Cobb does meeting of the minds, smash the two together, hits the double
mhm.
backdrop suplex, sends him to the floor. Cobb gets ready, goes for the dive. Cal Newman cuts him off, and he hits the dive. And you could see Cobb, he hits the toe back on heel. You can see Cobb being like visibly like, "Come on, dude, what the fuck?" Like he had that visible like,
I mean, though, realistically, this is the beginning of the tour, Mr. Cobb. We don't need you yeeting yourself and letting one of the young boys drop you and hurt yourself.
yeah,
If
dude.
we're gonna have one take one for the team, it may as well be Mr. Newman.
Yeah, we need you healthy in 2 weeks for the tag league. For
Yeah, you
if
got
you're in the
tag league,
tag
my
league,
guy.
if well, you should because again, I have a feeling we're gonna get Khan with Hanari again because they had a really good year last year, and then Cobb's gonna take
Yeah.
Callum. I think Cobb's taking Callum Newman with him into the tag league, possibly.
You know, that I will say I did prefer the joining of Cobb and Ocon. Not to say I don't like Ocon and Hanare. It just I felt that Ocon and Cobb, the two
Mm,
units together, were just a more indomitable force. But that
yeah,
being said, though, Hanare kind of adds that level of strikeability to the team that Cobb doesn't have. So it's a different aspect for sure.
yeah. So then the match after the Tobek on Hilo, Callum sends Leube back in. Cobb hits Tour of the Islands and gets the win. And he did come out, talk to English commentary. Kind of was like not being a dick, but he's like, God, the guy took my dive, and you had like and you
Bitch
had
stole my
Chris
look.
and you had Chris going like it's okay. He's kind of saying that point of like it's okay. He like
Tranquilo.
you don't need to do that. Like the same thing he always says it's so unfair. The unfair point that he talks about with Cobb, it's so unfair, right? So he's just
Hmm.
like no, it's
Hmm.
tranquilo essentially. Like it's just, yeah, good little spot, good little again fun little match. I enjoyed it,
It
and they did.
was.
And they talked about it on English commentary that maybe Leube and Nakashima end up in the World Tag League.
The Hantai heavyweights.
The young lion, the Lions who have come out with 0 points at the end.
But like, would they though? I mean, look how much these two have developed.
Hmm.
These two are developing, and along with Bolton too, just at a scary rate. That the Japanese dojo is pumping out these incredible young talents. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, Loibe, when we first started seeing him, he was a tremendous wrestler, but his facial expressions, they really needed some work. This match was like Oscar Loibe version 2.0, and we got that facial expression upgrade, and he was turned up for this match. So we saw a different kind of wrestler in this guy. He didn't just slide in and kind of do his thing like he usually does. He hopped up on that apron. He took over the top rope. He came in there, he was galloping, he was excited, he was firing up the crowd. It was really cool to see this development of personality with him. But then you got Nakashima, who's just really working on that like intimidation angle. And like the face that he's making in this picture, I mean, just add a little aggression to it. That's pretty much what you're getting out of him. He's really also grown so much in his facial expressions. But man, he's starting to cut too. And I told you when he's starting to cut, holy hot diggity, look out. He's going to start getting that muscle on, and holy crap, are his shoulders coming in. That guy's going
Mhm.
to be lean as hell in a few weeks. It's going to be great. Um, Getting into the match though, Callum Newman's PK that you said is a PK, right? Not a soccer ball
Mhm.
kick. Like this kid, the windup and the follow through, it's just like unreal. The limbs that this kid has, the length of his limbs and what he can do with them. He's not one of those kids like Hikaleo, who really didn't have that coordination with his feet.
Mm.
He's more like Jordan Oliver, who is just so confident of where his feet are going, and he knows exactly where they're going. And if it messes up, he's still landing on his feet. I get the same energy from Callum Newman. The suplexing that Leube did on Jeff Cobb, though. Oh, poof. Not a lot of people get to yeet Jeff Cobb, but
No.
Leube, whew, he put him up there so quick, so easy. It was just perfection. I loved it. Um, yeah, and Callum stealing Cobb's dive was just funny. The manner in which he did it too, because the timing that they had was just so perfect. And the camera angle, like the Japanese production is just
Mhm.
perfection in Japan. This match was just so beautifully filmed. For being like the opening match, I've been saying this for like a few months now. NJPW and Stardom are just winning, 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 winning with these opening matches. The opening matches are the biggest bangers of the show. It's
Mhm.
incredible. I love it.
Yeah.
That's
Again,
it.
and to the picture that we're looking at, Nakashima. Yeah, a
Mhm,
little more aggression. That picture's perfect, but he looks good. Cobb
mhm.
smoldering, the smoldering intensity, and then Newman just like I know I'm sexy. I'm confident. I can take a good picture. Then Loibe just looking like I just crap myself. Loibe over there just like I just crap myself. Like compared to everybody else,
It
it's
does
so
him such a disservice because he
no.
actually is a good-looking guy.
I know, but it's just like he needs to learn to take a picture better.
I
Like
mean, arguably Nakashima too. I mean,
yes, but his isn't like bad. It's just not great, but it's comparatively he looks fine.
yeah, he just needs to run a comb through that hair, yeah.
Like really, Loibe needs to take lessons from Newman. Like look at the like confidence that comes out of Newman right
You
there.
know what? Yeah, I would
That's what
say
he,
in comparing the two pictures, yeah, Callum certainly has that air of confidence. You know what I think
yes.
helps him though? The
What's that?
beard.
Oh, very much
The
so. I
beard
think
really chisels that jawline, makes it look really nice. Maybe that's what
yeah,
Leibby needs.
I
Just
know.
needs to Super Troopers grow out his mustache.
Yeah. I know what you mean by the beard. Me without one, I look so weird. Yeah. We move on to an four-way tag match.
Or as I
It's
called it, glorious, glorious chaos.
Desper-Wato versus Yosashi versus the Spicy Snipers versus the Wardogs. Um, Watto on the entrance offering Desperado the shirt, and he takes it and he puts it in his belt like he always does. Like he carries his shirt. He finally has accepted Watto as his partner after the tournament is over.
Yes. Hey, better
Imagine
late
what
than never.
Imagine if they would have been copacetic from the beginning, they would have won the league. They would have won the tag league.
Then they wouldn't have had the great story to tell us throughout that league.
Yeah. War Dogs jump everyone early. They all fight to the floor. They attack Robbie, but he fights back and eventually gets an Itabashi, but it gets broken up. Sashi gets the ropes walk to Despy and Watto. And then Fujita and Robbie try doing it, but they get crotched. Drilla hits a spinebuster stomp senton to Watto. Connors hits a harsh spear to Wato. Just that spear looked rough as hell. They
Yeah.
do that. It's that the high low. It's the hit and run, which I got from the English
Yeah, I like
commentary.
that.
And Yosashi hit. But then they missed the hit and run. Yosashi gets the dual Falcon arrows. Wato fights off Yosashi and hits a tope con hilo to Wardogs on the floor. Desperado hits a lariat to Musashi and a backdrop for 2. Eagles comes in, hits a turbo backpack to Musashi, applies the Romero special. Fujita gets a guillotine, but Despi reverses it and gets Recita Mente, and they count the pin 1, a 2, a 3, and Desperado uses his partner's move to get the win and beat Fujita. I was a little disappointed,
How
but
sweet is that?
oh, very sweet, very sweet.
Nice little homage at the beginning and the end of the match from Desperado to his new bestie, Master Wano. The beginning that when everyone was doing their entrances, this was one of the few ones that I actually watched all of the intros. I had a chuckle because Robbie is sitting there at the top of the turnbuckle, just waiting. Clearly, I don't know if he forgot that that's where Yo goes for his intro, but yeah, Yo just yeah, just pretty much just up in his poor face, and Robbie's just sitting there like, don't move. Well, a little
Yeah.
funny, but I kind of have come to expect this ridiculousness from Yo on this tour. He's kind of like, I don't want to say acting out like a teenager, but it's kind of like very comparable, which is funny because he's like in his mid-30s. Grow up, child. Um, Yeah, putting the shirt in the waist, the Wardogs jumpstart. The rope walk was really funny. I actually enjoyed that. Especially when they bailed on the next ones, because obvious that would happen. Silly Billies. Um, I really do love that double. Is it the double stomp senton that Dan Maloney does? Dan Maloney, Drilla Maloney now.
A spine buster into that double stomp senton. So good.
Yeah, and like I've been critical of the double stomps in the past, and I'm still not a big fan of just a flat out double stomp. But the way Drilla does it, where it's in the middle of a sequence, it works very well for me, and I feel that it adds a little bit more of a flair, a je ne sais quoi to it that makes it a little bit more, I don't want to say effective, because I know the double stomp is a very dangerous move, but it makes it more interesting than just a double stomp, if that
Yeah,
makes
look,
sense.
Akira has the same thing with his victory roll into the double stomp. It's not just
Yeah,
I'm out
yeah,
of nowhere stomp. It's a flare into it where just I'm
yeah,
going up top rope into a double stomp. It's not as
yeah. You see what I'm saying? Because like I love me some Finn Balor, but his coup de grace has got to be the most underwhelming move for me. Even though he is tucking his knees and getting some really good height, for me it is just a double stomp. And I love Azumi too. But again, it's just a double stomp for me. Whereas, like, as I said with this, that little extra stuff in it adds a little flair to it. And it's just like the stretch muffler. Like, the stretch muffler is a great move. But if you're just doing just the regular stretch muffler and everybody else is, it kind of falls into the shadows there, kind of like, oh, well, yeah, that person did it too, and that person did it too. Desperado does it one way, but then Shuri does it another way, and Starlight Kid does it another way. And, there's a bunch of different variations that make it really, really fun to watch. What else here? Watto flies and Desperado spear. These two turned it up for this end of this match, and we kind of, as you mentioned, if they had done this kind of team thing during the tag league, they probably could have won. Now that they're doing it now, though, I feel that this kind of leaves them open to develop a little bit more over the next couple of months to have another potential to maybe challenge in the early spring or early summer for the tag titles, whoever has them at that point. So I'm excited at this potential forming. And then, I mean, they got gear now. They got gear. So for me, even though NJPW tends to disappoint us sometimes, I feel that that is a um, kind of like a, what's the word I'm trying to find? It's too early. I haven't had enough pre-workout. I feel like it's a sign. It's a beacon. It's a light of things to come for this team because I don't feel that they would create a merchandise line for them to just have them like fly away.
True. It's very true. We move on. We've got a six-man tag match. The Intergalactic Jet-Setting Tongans, the Kevin Knight, Kushida, and Tama Tonga. I just
Honorary.
made it.
Honorary Tongans.
No, just, yeah. The Intergalactic Tongan Setters, you know. I don't know. I'm just picking shit up at this point. Taking on LIJ's Bushi, Titan, and Shingo Takagi.
Poor Teton.
I tried.
Poor
Isn't that what
Teton.
It's the same issue I have with NATO. They're the two that the names just don't work. They need to change their name to Nighty and Titani.
TT?
No, Titani. Knight and
Lord have
Teton
mercy.
early though. The athletic between the two of them is just incredible, man. Just so much flow. Beautiful hammer lock that Kushida got his like hammer lock, but then put the leg over the head, like wrapped the leg around the head. It looked really cool. I like that. Tama joining in on the arm work with Kushida and Knight there. You're like working over there and just tagging in, trading the arm. I really like that Tama got in on that. Beautiful tope con healer from Teton. Takagi in just beating the shit out of Kushida at one point. It looked really good. Yeah, Tama and Takagi kind of reigniting this little feud they have. I don't think that feud's ever going to die. Really good in here. End of the match, though. Tama calls for Gunstun, but he ends up getting backslided. But he slips out, hits the Gunstun to Bushi, and gets the win. It's a fun filler 6-man tag. Nothing like spectacular out of this one, but it was a good match.
I agree. It wasn't like something like crazy, like, oh my God, you gotta watch this match. But it was like a nice middle of the card kind of match that didn't evoke too many positive or negative emotions. It was just really fun kind of ride. Teton is just incredible. Like, I love watching this guy. I'm really hoping that he comes over for that Fantasticamania tour. It would be stupid to have Fantasticamania tour and not have him. Just be weird. Um, yeah, the him and Knight at the beginning, Teton and Knight, just so good. So quick, so fast. Knight is really quick for his size. He's another one of those over his body and movements. He knows where his limbs are going, and I think that is probably why he is so freaking good at getting that freaking random height. Um, the dives from Teton always crazy. I love it. The topes, Conhilo, Suicida is so good. Nothing tops Bushi's Suicida though. He's just like a missile with that thing. Last thing I want to say, Shingo being a bit of a dick. Shingo's my favorite, but being a bit of a dick to Tama Tonga throughout this match. I liked seeing that because we don't always see LAJ being dicky, and it was dicky. I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah, again, good little match of just kind of not. If it wasn't there, it wouldn't hurt the show, but it improves it by being there, just by being a good, strong match.
I agree.
Yeah. So we move on to the next match. It's the team. It's just five guys. The bland and the fiery Sonata and Yuya Uemura taking
The
on
hot and the
Los
cold.
Ingobernables. Pardon?
The hot and the
Pardon?
cold.
The hot and the cold. Los
You
Ingobernables to
got the heat
Japón.
wave, and then you got the blue guy.
Yeah. Taking on LJ's. The ungovernable blast of Tetsuya Naito and Yota Tsuji. I just came up with that. Suji, is Suji like getting fat right now? Is that why he's wearing a football jersey all through the match? Like,
I don't. I mean,
is he getting ready to
obviously
bulk?
somebody who notices these things because I'm a lady and Suji's hot. Um, he's never really been that guy who's been like cut. He's always kind of been that guy who's got the build that like is really popular right now, which is like that stacked upper arm chesticle kind of body, but then the more like keggier dad bod squishy tummy. That's kind of the build Suji's always had, and I don't know, I think it's hot, I think it works on him. He has been kind of bulking a little bit, in his time back in Japan, but I think we've also seen that with LIJ in particular, they like to promote their merch. So,
True.
I don't know if it's a thing that he's getting self-conscious about his build. I think he's just trying to sell his merch.
Really, like Teton and Shingo are the only guys that don't wear their shirts in the match. Because like Naito other than when he's in like a main event spot, like a big spot, he wears his shirt the whole match. Bushi wears a shirt most of the
Bushi too,
time.
yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Hiromu will sometimes, not
Hiromu
very
has
often, but
he's
sometimes.
like 50-50 in big matches. But like I've seen him in a lot of
Mhm,
undercard tags lately where he's wearing a shirt most of the match.
mhm,
So again, like
mhm.
it's I don't know, maybe it's probably more a gear thing than anything. Again, really a good tag match. Again, this is more of the same. Just
Mhm.
we swapped out Suji, put Suji in there. That's really the difference. Instead of like a Bushi or a Hiromu, it's essentially the same matches we talked about from Fighting Spirit Unleashed, just with Suji instead of Hiromu. Um, Again, good match. It's kind of a repetitive nature until we get to January 4th. Is kind of
Yeah.
what it is.
Although I did like the switch out, and
Oh,
in addition of, Uemura and Tsuji, because these 2 are starting I think they're starting a little bit of a feud with
mhm.
themselves, and I liked the development of in this one, because you could see how the 2 of them are trying to, like, I don't wanna say one up each other, but, like, it was almost like they were kind of doing this, "Oh, you were in America? Yeah, I was in the UK and Mexico. Cool, I learned this in America. What did you learn in the UK? I learned
Mhm.
this." Like, it felt like they were just kinda they weren't bickering with each other. It felt like they were kinda, like, having a friendly competition with each other about who was better.
Yeah,
And I liked it. I liked that development because it's not aggressive like it was with Shota and Narita, where it was just suddenly, like, on fire and, "Oh, we're friends now." I don't feel that's gonna happen with Yumura and Tsuji. I'm kind of excited to see where it goes. But with Sonata and Naito, it kinda was the same old for me.
mhm.
Once they got in there, I was kinda like, "Eh, okay, we're gonna see a magic killer, we're gonna see the regular moves," and we did.
Yeah.
Um, but, for this match in particular, I was more excited to see Yomura and Tsuji.
Yeah, so we go to the end here. Suji and Uemura going back and forth. Suji avoids the backdrop, gets that face buster into the stomp, hits a Falcon Arrow for 2. They stand up, striking each other center. Suji drops him with a hard elbow. He misses the stomp this time, and Uemura hits 2 Germans and gets the 2 count. Drop kick in the corner, goes to the top, hits the high cross. Naito ends up stopping the deadbolt suplex, but Sonata attacks Naito. Naito gets the Trinity DDT, but Uemura takes him out. But Tsuji hits the Gene Blast Spear to Uemura to get the win. Naito teasing Sonata with the bag after the match. I'm coming for your title. Tsuji picks up Uemura and just yeets him out of just toss him out of the ring. Just like, no, get out of my goddamn ring.
So mean, so rude.
So after this is where. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I mean, I was gonna move on, but yeah. Or you have anything else on this match?
I don't think I have anything to add to this one. No.
All right. After this, Walker Stewart and Chris Charlton are shown on screen, and it shows Robbie Eagles has joined them for commentary. Yay, Robbie Eagles!
One thing I do want to say is if you are interested in purchasing the bag that Tetsuya Naito is walking around with, it is on sale on NJPW Shop Global.
Yeah, you can just buy one and make it yourself for probably way less.
It would be cheaper than the $50 US that they're charging on their site.
$50 for a goddamn bag plus shipping? Screw that noise.
Like, well, it's the American one, so it wouldn't be coming from the Japanese, but still, the shipping would be ridiculous. Yes.
Yeah, still $50 American plus shipping. Fuck no.
On duty since it's coming from the US.
We move on. It's Tanga Loa with Jado versus David Finlay with a Gato. The white and gold looks good on Tama. I'm happy he's back wearing his GOD gear finally. Finlay attacks him on the apron, attacks him on the floor, runs him into the barricade, then into the apron. He bites his forehead. Loa fights back, whips Finlay into the barricade. In the ring, he gets the slam hammer. I don't know what do you call it?
Sword hammer.
I knew it was something hammer.
Sword hammer.
Slam hammer.
When are you calling it a glam slam? My goodness.
No, sword hammer. The slam hammer. Wham, wham. You're slamming them while you're hammering them. I don't know.
Sword hammer. It sounds more warrior-esque.
He gets the through the ropes clothesline in the corner, but Loa goes up. Finlay knocks him off to the floor. Finlay attacking Loa on the floor, spears him into the barricade. Finlay piles barricades and chairs on top of Loa, heads back to the ring. Loa makes it in at 19, Mel's favorite spot in professional wrestling. After House of Torture interference, it's her second favorite.
No, you're forgetting the ball shot. The ball shot is also my favorite.
Yeah, House of Torture bullshit. That's your favorite. Come on. Finlay raining down strikes on Loa. He pulls at his nose, attacks the face. Loa fights back, but Finlay gets a DDT. Finlay spears Loa through the ropes to the floor. He tries the suplex, but Loa stops it, but he can't get the suplex. But he ends up sidestepping him and letting Finlay run into the barricade. Or sorry, Finlay goes to the. I think Loa or Finlay went to the barricade gate. I can't remember which one. And then Finlay went through the barricade gate, and then Loa runs him into the barricade a couple more times, drops him on the apron, then hits an Eddie Senton in the ring. Koji. Tiger feint kick and the drop kick off the top by Loa for 2. As Chris Charlton said, a junior heavyweight style with the heavyweight power. I love that line. I think it was perfect. It's kind of Loa. He's got a junior heavyweight style a bit, the new style he's been doing, but it's heavyweight power behind it. Finlay landing strikes. Loa drops him with a strike of his own. Hits a Blue Thunder Bomb for 2. Loa pulls him up, but Finlay fights him and hits a sunset flip into a power bomb for 2. Finlay gets the shillelagh, but Loa hits a couple lariats and gets a boss man slam for 2. Finlay runs Loa into the ref, uses a shillelagh, hits the trash panda into oblivion, and gets the dirty win.
Yeah. I don't want to sound mean to Mr. Loa because he is a favorite, but I didn't expect him to win this match. But man, was this a match about these two just trying to beat the holy heckin' crap out of each other, just yeeting each other into those barricades over and over and over again. I felt that more of the match was on the outside than the inside. This was a freaking brawl. I love seeing, as you mentioned, Tangaloa in that new gear. Matches his team a little bit better. His faction within a faction. And it was nice to have Gato and Jado and these guys' corner. Even though I know I hate sometimes seeing Gato, it I feel that Gato and Jado do the manager thing right. They know what they're doing, they do it
Yep.
properly, they're not a nuisance. They're seen when they need to be seen, they're functional when they need to be functional. Am I boring you, Chihuahua?
He
Am I
doesn't like
boring you?
wrestling, I guess.
You were up with me watching this. Do you not like me talking about it? Hmm? No, thanks, baby.
He just watched
Um,
it. That's why.
he's like, I only got a few hours of sleep too, Mom. Let me sleep. Oh man. Yeah, this was a really good display though for both these guys. But I definitely feel that Finley definitely benefited the most from this match overall. Especially given how the rest of the night went.
Yeah. So we move on. We have John Moxley making his return to New Japan, taking on the Great Okan with Callum Newman. I really remember the first time Moxley was here in 2019. I want to say when he was
Mm,
doing the G1 and he was wearing the
mm,
fight. He was wearing his like little fight shorts and everything, and
mm,
he looked like a professional wrestler. I
mm.
wish when he came to Japan, other than if he's going to do in a Jun Kasai match, I wish he would wear wrestling gear. I really do. It would just give him a different look and just to, but whatever. Khan attacks during entrance. They brawl into the crowd, and the match is over in 1 minute and 7 seconds with a double count out. So we're going to move on to the we're going to move on to the never open weight tag match. No, I'm kidding, totally kidding. Mox gets on the mic, says, "I want a false count anywhere match." The crowd was legitimately booing this. There was some heavy boos when they both get double counted out because they were like, "We're getting robbed of this. What the fuck?" He wants double count. So we do it. We have a false count anywhere, no count outs, just brawl around the ring. Khan attacks. Khan literally smashes him with a barricade. And then they brawl off into the building. Khan suplexes Mox through a barricade. He gets a rolling cart. He puts him on it and then runs him into the fan chairs. And guess what? John Moxley is bleeding. Such a surprise.
Shocker.
Fuck.
Shocker.
God. And
He's at a shocker.
he gushed during this, and it was gross. It literally, when he started bleeding, this match took a turn down for me because as soon as
Mm.
Moxley bleeds in a match, it lowers it by at least 1 star. Like just for me personally, Khan rolls Grid Khan rolls Mox up in a carpet, tosses a set of barricades on Mox before getting a 2 count. He kicked out in a carpet. Kicked out, rolled up in a
We're
carpet.
not going to ask questions about that one.
Um, yeah, he slams him on chairs, gets a 2 count on the chairs. It is false count anywhere, so you can pin a guy on a chair. It's possible. Mox run Khan into the barricade, hits him with it. They brawl through the crowd. They're beating the shit out of each other with stuff. Like Khan hits a double underhit suplex. Was that a Death Rider? And then one of them said, "Was that a Death Rider?" And the other one said, "I can't remember who said it." The other one said, "No, it was more of a double underhook suplex." And yeah, the reverse arm triangle choke by Khan to Mox. Mox fights out, stops the Eliminator, tossing him off the ramp into the chairs. This is where Mox pulls out scissors, and I thought he was going to go Chase Owens style here, or Toriano style on Chase
I was
Owens.
going to say.
Yeah. Moxley drags Khan around by his braid. Then he cuts off his braid.
So rude.
What a dick. I mean,
So rude.
I'm pretty sure Khan just wanted to cut it off and change his hair, most likely.
I mean,
That's what you see a lot of
most of that
matches,
hair isn't even his anyway.
but he probably wants to change up the look.
It
So
would make
probably
sense, but it's like
it's a
it's
good
a
way to get rid of it.
ponytail. There's not a lot of change you can do when you've shaved the rest off.
No, but but then he can at least get rid of it if he wants to. Like he can
Yeah,
go to
that's
like
true.
yeah,
It'd be
again.
weird too, though. It's become so synonymous with that look.
Oh, I agree. But imagine all
This
the
also isn't the
upkeep.
first time we've seen him lose the braid. He lost it with Yano also.
That is true. Um Yeah, so he gets him in a figure four. They trade submission holds in the crowd. They have a bit of a kickboxing match. They actually do kickboxing a little bit in this. Mox gets conned down, hits the hammer and anvil elbows for 2. They trade lariats. Khan hits a bicycle kick and Superman punch. Mox slips off the shoulders, gets a sleeper. But Khan gets out, hits a Tenzan style pile driver. But can only get 2. They go up the steps. Mox kick Khan down the stairs. Khan bites Mox's crotch, which was just weird. So Mox hits him with a Death Rider, applies the rear naked choke, and he gets the submission victory.
It was such an underwhelming way to end the match, considering the buildup and the actual match. It was just kind of like, it kind of got us up there and just went whoop, crash and burn. So something you mentioned at the beginning when the crowd was booing, I think it's because we're not used to this. And when I say we, I mean the Japanese crowd. They're
No.
not used to that kind of tactic. That kind of tactic that they did with the, oh, I want a falls count anyway match. That's an American, North American style tactic that is not something that happens in Japan a lot. And I'm going to just go ahead and say, based on the reaction of the crowd, don't do it again. They didn't like it. We didn't like it. And then given the match that we got, meh. This match was only okay for me. But again, I'm not a fan of these kind of hardcore-esque matches. And again, as you said, once Moxley bleeds, it's like my investment just disappears from the match. It's like, man,
Yeah.
you got a thing for bleeding, man, do that privately. Stop going on national television every week and just bloodletting on freaking TV. There's a blood shortage in North America. Stop it.
Well, the biggest issue for me is he does it every single week. It's not special anymore.
Yeah, and then hearing, I'm not seeing because I don't watch the product, but I'm hearing that the bleeding is not coming from natural things. Like he's not taking a chair shot to the face. He's going off and blading, and then
he takes a
taking
forearm.
a shot and going, "Oh yeah, it was the chair." It's like, come on, man. If you can't bleed, don't. There's no requirement. This is not a blood sport. It is supposed to be a family's show. If you're not going to sit there and rock your baby to sleep while you're gushing from your forehead, you probably shouldn't gush on the children in the front row either. Just saying.
Yeah,
But into this match, there wasn't a whole lot for me that I noted that I was like, ooh, that was really cool, which is disappointing because I really enjoy the Great Khan. His ability to adapt just on the fly is just so good. But man, has he been having a shit year. What did he do to get all these amazing opportunities and be getting the Kenta and Kushida treatment? He's been here a hot minute. He didn't leave. He didn't go to WWE and come back and expect to be a champion, John Moxley. Or, it's just, it baffles me that they put this man on such a pedestal when he's earned it. He's such a great, tremendous wrestler and a huge, tremendous asset for NJPW. To have him perpetually losing in these situations is getting very frustrating as a fan.
I agree. Again, I'm getting a little annoyed by this, man.
This was not my favorite match. This was
maybe
a match I could have done without.
Maybe because he didn't save anybody in the last couple of years. That's why he's not getting a push anymore. Didn't he save somebody in 2020
Oh,
or
yeah, he
2021?
saved a little girl from a gentleman who was being inappropriate with her, yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Maybe he hasn't saved anybody in a while, and so New Japan's like, I'm not going to push the guy that hasn't saved anybody in a while.
Yeah, I guess that's what happens when you try to get safety for people in the sex industry. I don't know.
I guess so. We move on. Ever open weight 6-man tag team title match. It's Chaos. It's Kazuchika Okada and Tomohiro Ishii teaming up with Hiroshi Tanahashi. They are the champions taking on TJP TMDK, Mikey Nichols, Shane Hayes, and Zack Sabre Jr. with Kosei Fujita. Great start with Sabre and Ishii. Ishii coming on top, but again, great work there. Hayes comes in, hits a knee to the back of Tana while he's in with Mikey, and TMDK double team him. Hayes working over the back of Tanahashi. Sabre in continues to punish Tana with strikes. Tana fights back with the corner, with a out the corner cross body to Sabre. Tana fights off Hayes and Nichols, takes up to Okada. Okada comes in, just wrecking house. Drop kicks, airy crash neck breaker to Hayes. Money gets the money clip, but Sabre gets the money clip on Sabre, but Sabre gets out, Hayes gets out, hits a beautiful exploder. Nichols and Hayes double team Okada for a bit. Okada reverses Thunder Valley into a double DDT. I really like that reversal as they got him for Thunder Valley. Just came down, just double DDT'd him. It looked really good. It looked a little awkward because he landed on his feet before he dropped back, but it was fine. Good reversal at least. Sabre and Ishii going back and forth again. Sabre gets a snap German, but Ishii drops him with a shoulder block. Sabre gets a couple big pin attempts, and then gets your clutch for 2. Ishii gets a ground cobra for 2. Ishii unloading shots to Sabre. Tana back in with fire, gets the legs of everybody, and just starts dragon screwing. He didn't grab the ref this time, though. Sabre gets the Cobra twist on Tana, but Tana reverses into his own Cobra twist. Okada and Tanahashi double team Sabre, but he fights back, takes out Okada, gets the big submission on Tanahashi. I have no idea what it was. It just Sabre's submissions, you never know what they're called anymore. But Ishii breaks it up. Well, he's always got a different submission, man. And then
He loves to have those like essay style names for them just to mess with commentary. So
yeah,
who knows what it was?
And then Okada, the fights back. Haste attacks Ishii. Okada drop kicks Haste out. Tanahashi sling blades Nichols. All 3 attack Sabre, and they hit the elevated triple DDT combo thing they do. Tanahashi gets 2. Tana hits a sling blade, but misses high fly flow to Sabre. Nichols and Sabre hit Tanahashi with 2 tank busters. Nichols and Hayes hit Tanahashi with 2 tank busters, and then they hit the highway to hell. Sabre hits a PK, only gets 2. I thought it was over there. I really did. Zach goes for the Zach driver, but Tana gets an inside cradle, and he steals the victory for his team. Champions retain. A little disappointed by this because I really wanted the champions to lose their titles here.
I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, like the Never Trios titles here have become what the KOPW title has been since it was conceived.
Yep.
These titles have become underwhelming. They've become devalued to me in this title run, which is so ridiculous to say considering the 3 individuals holding those belts. Each one has a just ridiculous resume in professional wrestling. But together, it's just meh. It doesn't have that luster. And I don't know if it's an individual or what it is about it, but it's not something about it is just not clicking for me. Yeah, and it feels like a mismatched team. I feel like this team mismatch where the current champions are somehow being put in these positions where they're able to outperform what I would consider legitimate teams who are in factions together, like TMDK, like Bullet Club, like Strong Style. Strong Style shouldn't have lost those belts. I understand that there was a lot of story that was going on between Narita afterwards and Desperado and Wato afterwards. I get that. But like they were a more solid team than what we have currently. If we were to take this team of trios and put them against the AEW trios, 100% I would say these guys are not winning. The AEW trios guys are going to take that. And I don't even know who the AEW Trios guys are. That's how confident I am that this team wouldn't be able to hold up to them.
Because everybody loves the Acclaimed.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Yeah. and
Oh,
with
yeah,
with
no, these
with
guys
Billy
would
Gunn.
definitely be outperformed.
With Billy
100% in more ways than one.
Yeah.
I don't have a ton to add to your commentary about the match, except for I was really surprised and like got stupidly giddy when I saw Zack Sabre Jr. put a sleeper on Ishii. Because I was like, how did you find a neck
Look,
to
there's no
put that sleeper on? Leave it to Zack Sabre Jr. to be the one person to find that neck.
well, because he has almost no neck, so there's barely a chin to get under. That's the
Right?
thing.
And then he's all traps in the back. So it's like, what do you hold on to? Zack Sabre did it.
It was good.
Good job, sir. You found the neck.
I was really hoping for TMDK to win this, just to see.
Because it could bring some relevancy to the belts.
And what I was really hoping is that they would freebird it. That because you have 6 competent members on this team, and it's an open weight title. So technically, Robbie and Fujita would be eligible to defend if they wanted. Like, but you could have like Haste and Nichols head to America and team up with Tito and defend the titles on Strong. Like, you could have that if they freebirded it. Like, maybe leave Nichols and or not Nichols, leave Eagles and Fujita out of it, but like to have the floating freebird rule to add Tito big Teats into it, I think would be great.
I mean, I definitely think that Teats needs to be considered more in titles in New Japan because, gosh dang, that guy performs. Holy shit. Yeah.
So post match, we get the lights go out. We get a video. It's Bryan Danielson. He talks about beating Okada twice, which happened at Forbidden Door, and then just a few weeks ago on Dynamite in a tag match. Each time getting broken bones. He broke his arm, and then Okada broke his orbital bone. He challenges Okada January 4th, Wrestle Kingdom, and he says he will break his right arm, and you will never be able to use the Rainmaker again. Great spot. It's him in the Force of Washington, obviously, wearing a bandage over his eye, looking all fucking like a crazy forest dweller. Looked great. I liked the video. It worked out well. Then Okada gets a mic, says, "I broke your arm and your face, but I haven't won. You can try to break my arm. January 4th, I will beat you with the Rainmaker." Yes.
Well, yeah, because it's on our home turf now.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have all of this say when you're not in America under the freaking umbrella of Mr. Tony Khan, sir. You're in our turf now. You gonna lose, or at least you better, because it would make sense.
I can't wait for this match at Wrestle Kingdom to have them run this singles match, because that first match was incredible, but you could see the last 10 minutes, while still very good, something was missing, and that was due to Danielson's broken arm. You probably didn't get to do exactly what he wanted. You know what I mean? But to have this happen at Wrestle Kingdom, I think is awesome.
Certain things need to happen for it to be awesome for me, and that needs to be he loses. Like,
well,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of Daniel Bryan. I appreciate the work that he does. He is an incredible wrestler, but I don't understand. It's like Orange Cassidy. I don't understand what the thing is behind him. He's there for me. So yeah, for me, again, as I aggressively said earlier, you're on our turf now. You're gonna be in Japan. If Bryanson won, like if what is his name? Bryan Danielson? Daniel Bryanson?
Bryan Danielson.
DBDB?
It's Daniel Bryan Danielson.
Bryan Danielson?
Well, his WWE name was Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan Danielson Bryanson? I don't freaking that guy with the braids and the short stack. I don't think that he needs to win at Wrestle
No,
Kingdom. I think in Japan, um, the Japanese people need to be flying high.
no, yeah.
So I expect any AEW person in Wrestle Kingdom to lose,
Oh, well, we'll
but still
talk
put
more
on a
about
great
that
match.
later. We'll talk more about that later. We
Well,
move
I don't
on.
know who else is going to be there right now, so I just know him. So
Oh, I do. I do. We'll talk about that at the end of this. We move on. Super Junior Tag League Finals. Catch 2-2. Francesco Akira and TJP versus the House of Torture. Mr. I Just Came and Mr. Why Am I Behind You?
no,
Sho
I just
and
farted. I just farted is what that was. Let's not give him that pleasure.
Sho and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Mel, you have to talk about his jacket.
You know, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I hate Yo's stupid frickin' jacket.
Yo's
With
jacket.
all
Yo's got an awesome jean jacket.
no, that one's still terrible too, but Show's jacket.
Yeah.
Mm, mm. Dingly dangly bits don't make sense. It's so heavy now. Did you see the hood doesn't sit here anymore? It's like back here
Oh, so
because it's so
stupid.
heavy from all the shit hanging off of it.
Oh, so
You
stupid.
might as well just drag Kanemaru to the ring at this point by that thing.
Yeah. So House of Torture attack Cash 2 from behind on their entrance, as always. Where's the rest of UE? Because all of House of Torture are attacking them. But they do say in English commentary that Khan has been sent to the hospital for
Mhm,
after his match, and
mhm,
Ospreay is getting ready for the main event.
mhm. So that only
So
leaves Cobb and Callum.
yeah, so where are Cobb and Callum? That's the question. They're not there.
I mean, they did just have a match. They might be dressing down. They might
Yeah,
be still showering real quick, sudsing it up, you know.
true. So Cat Shutu fight. They do end up fighting them all off, but
Mhm.
they both go for the double dive. But Marty stops at the little asshole. Like what the fuck, dude? But Akira hits a tope con hilo to House of Torture on the floor. Evil, Yujiro, and Togo end up heading to the back. And we get into the match. TJP gets the lace wash, but Kanemaru stops the running boot. Sho hits CJP or sends CJP out. Kanemaru DDTs him on the floor. He runs him into the post and DDTs him on the exposed floor. TJP can get in not your favorite spot because he got in at 18.
Yes.
Yeah, respect him
Merciful.
getting any. Respect it. Scorpion death drop by Kanemaru to TJP. If I say Kane, I mean Kanemaru. I always write Kane as abbreviation for his name. They work over
Autocorrect.
the neck.
Beautiful thing.
He works over the neck, figure four head scissors, slamming the faces to the mat in the hold. Sho comes in, gets the cravat, and they're and I love Walker Stewart talking about the cravat and like referencing Chris Hero about how big of a proponent he is for the cravat because if you hook it, you can use it in so many ways. The cravat can be like
Mhm.
twisted in so many ways, and I love that he
Someone else
kind
in
of
NJPW uses that too, don't they?
who
Someone else
um
in NJPW uses that too, doesn't Naito?
yeah, but again, it's such a unique move that can be used in
It is.
applied in so many awesome ways. I love that they talked about it because again,
Mm.
here Chris Hero was a big proponent of the cravat, and that's what Walker Stewart was talking about, and I loved the little information there. Um,
I
he
don't know
gets
who Chris Hero is. That's why I brought up Naito.
oh yeah, Chris Hero, wrestler, another wrestler from the States. Um,
Obviously.
He slingshots him under the bottom rope. Kanemaru gets the DDT for 2. TJP gets the octopus, but Sho pulls the snake bite, which is the omoplata. But Akira breaks it up, but Sho sends him out. TJP catches a kick, hits a backdrop. Akira taking it to both men, hangs Kanemaru in the corner, splashes Sho, hits a drop kick to Kanemaru, or goes off the back of Sho to drop kick Kanemaru in the corner. Hits an Ase moonsault to Sho and Kanemaru on the floor, then hits a high cross off the top to Sho it for 2 in the ring. Sho starts cheating, raking the eyes, but TJP super kicks him. Super kicks him back. Kira hits the Fireplex German. Uh, TJP can't hold Sho up for leaning tower. Sho hits a pile driver. Kanemaru suplexes he hits a pile driver to TJP. Kanemaru suplexes Akira off the top. Sho hits a power breaker, which is a lung blower power bomb. Kanemaru then transitions into the Boston Crab, turns it into a figure four, but TJP Mamba splashes Kanemaru to break up the submission on Akira. Victory roll stomp by Akira to Kanemaru. TJP misses Mamba. Then TJP gets sent into the ref. House of Torture all show up here. They beat up on TJP and Akira. Upside down low blow is stopped by Callum Newman. Yeah, they showed up. Thank God for Newman. Cobb tosses Togo in, like, they're all brawling. He literally picks up Togo, tosses him into the arms of Boltin Oleg, and Oleg carries Togo to them. It was so good. It was so good. And then he just
picture perfect.
And then he just picks up Evil and carries him out, and Callum Newman took Yujiro to the back. It was absolutely it's just him tossing Togo. Literally picked Togo up and then just tossed Togo like he was nothing to
child. He's a child to him, yeah.
Catches him like he's a child. It was so good.
Yeet.
Yeah. Akira hits so Kanemaru takes a shot of whiskey, but Akira super kicks him and he blows it everywhere. And then he ducks the wrench and super kicks Sho. TJP takes a swig, and they're going, did he take a swig of the English woman? Did he take a swig? Did he take a swig? And Robbie goes, no, he doesn't drink. And then Kanemaru comes over, gets sprayed in the face by TJP. And then he sprays in the face as Kanemaru is going to use the belt on TJP. Catch 2-2, double team TJP, hit the tornado DDT. Akira hits speed fire, running double knee from the same goddamn direction. And TJP pins Kanemaru. And ladies and gentlemen, you're winners of the 2023 Super Junior Tag League. It's Catch 2-2, baby.
Yes. Now, I admittedly spoiled myself on this. I saw this on Instagram before I saw the match.
Me too.
But I didn't care. This was in my story because goddamn.
Yeah.
Yes. It's about freaking time.
I saw this a couple days ago before I finished this match, and I'm like, whatever. I can't wait to watch the finals. I was so excited. I was even more excited because I knew Catch was winning this. I was so excited, man.
Because it would have been a smoldering crater here if House of Torture. Good golly, Miss Molly. What baffles me about the whole thing is that the team itself was in the finals. We could have had a tremendous final with TMDK, Robbie Eagles and Fujita versus Catch 2-2.
Or Desper-Wato.
We could have had a tremendous main event with Desper-Wato. Like, what the hell? We didn't need House of Torture to add to the shenanigans. I mean, throwing Togo to Oleg and having Cobb and Callum come out to remove the threat of House of Torture was cool and everything. But it's like, they could have done other things. That would have been way funner. Oh, we've been dealing with the shenanigans for freaking ever now at this point. Give me something new. We don't need House of Torture shenanigans at every show. Because it's how many times we got to say it's exhausting. It's obnoxious. It takes away from the quality of the show. And thank goodness they weren't the main. Could you imagine? I would have died. Yeah. I mean, Akira TJP too, but Akira was just on fire. He was just go, go, go. The second he hit the ground, he was kipping up and trying to get up and maintaining his footing. He was just all over the place. He was motivated to win this match. And TJP just came in his usual calm, cool, collected. I know what I'm doing. I get to work and I do my work and it's done. He doesn't let a lot phase him. You don't see TJP get emotional or get heated in the middle of these matches. And I think it's what helps him get that win. I was so happy with this match. I could have went to bed after this. I wish I did.
But you didn't. So Akira gets the mic. Wardogs attack. Catch 2-2. Connor says, "Shut up. You got exactly what you wanted. Congrats. Not on winning, not on getting this the number one contendership, but because you get to wrestle the two best juniors of all time on the biggest stage of them all. Compared to that, these trophies ain't shit. They pick it one up. Drilla spits on it, and he says, "For the last 3 weeks, y'all been nipping away at each other, biting at each other's ankles, all for the chance to face the Wardogs. One problem: we ain't biting anyone's ankles. We're ripping everybody's heads off. How many times we got to kill you till you stay dead? All you do is bark, bark, bark. All we do is bite. Load them up." They hit the hit and run to Akira, but Callum and Cobb come out to stop the full clip on TJP. As the War Dogs go to the back, Robbie Eagle, when they go past the English commentary, Robbie Eagles goes, "These are the guys that lost in 3.5 minutes. Classy guys, eh?" Just taking a shot at them. It was so good.
I mean, and that seems to be a thing on commentary, English commentary in particular right now. You get a wrestler at the table there, suddenly all their balls drop and they're just mouthy as hell. Look at Chris Charlton. He's
Yeah.
still feeling the balls of Hanare from 2 weeks ago. My goodness. Um, the War Dog attack was not unexpected, though I didn't expect a beatdown after. I did expect them to have a little bit of a more of a triumphant celebration, especially given this is a tournament, and there's supposed to be pomp and circumstance for the winners and stuff afterwards. It was kind of a little bit of a letdown. But again, this is what we are expecting of this variation and version of the War Dogs. Um, Big words coming from a team that was involved in the same tournament, but wasn't involved in the finals. Just pointing that out, for two of the best juniors. Well, you're maybe not two of the best. You're probably maybe one of the top 10 because
Yeah.
there's clearly 4 ahead of you who made it into the finals where y'all didn't. Um, that being said, though, am I looking forward to another match of Catch 22 and War Dogs? Yes, because the first match was incredible off the chain. The second match, we got a different story. We instead of getting two teams who are fighting with each other because they're pissed that one of their guys betrayed them and essentially stole their titles. The second match, the match what we got in the Super Junior tournament was very much one of War Dogs essentially marking their territory. They were pissing all over the place. And Catch 22 got pretty worked over in their match with them.
But
Despite the win. Um they really, I mean, I think that was kind of where TJP's neck became the catalytic problem was the War Dogs messing with his neck. Um The third match, though, because the second match didn't have as much as the first, this sets up an opportunity for them for this is happening at Wrestle Kingdom, right? It sets up that opportunity at Wrestle Kingdom to make this one of the best tag matches that we've ever seen in Wrestle Kingdom history. So I think this is going to be good. I think they have a lot of expectations and stuff to live up to, but I think they're going to have absolutely zero problem living up to them.
My question is, will this open the show like it used to? Remember back when Red Dragon and the Bucks and Time Splitters were all in this company doing crazy great shit in the junior tag? And they always used to open. There was always the pre-show match, but they always were the opening match for the Wrestle Kingdom. I kind of
Has been nailing it with their openers this year. Do we see something else though? Do we see maybe a KOPW championship match open with that? Get the freaking House of Torture ish out of the way, so we don't have to deal with that for the rest of the show. I vote for that. Getting Sho out of the way and potentially not having to see anybody else from House of Torture for the rest of the show.
I thought that would be a pre-show match. I figured it'd be pre-show.
Well, you know what? I would like to see the pre-show match be another Frontier Zone. I would love to see some more Dragon's Gate or Noah guys showcased. Also, would love to see some Stardom ladies.
The Stardom Zone,
is they have kind of joined together, so it would be nice to, we haven't gotten a historic crossover show this year, But maybe it would be nice in the new year to give the girls a little bit of a, hey, just in case you forgot, we're affiliated with these girls. Show us some of these amazing women. I mean, how awesome of an opportunity would this be to showcase the high-speed champion, Mace and her tag partner, Suzu Suzuki, the Grand Prix winner. I mean, show those
Which
two off.
we'll talk about her, our Grand Prix winner, and if she's ever going to get her shot at the world title. But we'll talk about that
Yeah,
on
when we talk
Stardom
about
next week.
Stardom, yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, but yeah, you look at it and like I'm hoping we get an IWGP Women and a New Japan Strong Women's title defense on Wrestle Kingdom. If you don't
We
do
would deserve it.
titles on that show, you're making a mistake.
Yeah, that is a tremendous opportunity for you to get some exposure of the women's divisions. Mayu Iwatani, I mean, being that she's still champion by then, would
Yeah,
be tremendous to showcase. But then on top of that, having Julia before Julia's.
Julia's
We'll
out
talk about
in
that on
March.
the next show too. Let's get on with this because we're at an hour and 20 minutes and your girl still has to go to the gym.
All right, we
And I
got
haven't eaten yet. I'm hungry.
IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. It's Taiji Ishimori versus Hiromu Takahashi. The White Knight Taiji Ishimori in this match in all white
Yeah.
gear. It was interesting. And then Mel,
Right,
you must
too. He's wearing contacts.
yeah. And then Mel, you must really hate Hiromu's jacket if you hate shows.
I the design concept is unique, but like how is that funk? I could see him like being that person who's like trying to walk through a narrow hallway and being like, sorry, because he's taking out everybody as he's walking down it with one eye or the other.
And then smashing out all
Um,
the lights too.
yeah, like he is a walking glorious, glorious chaos.
Yeah. But at least his is actually kind of cool versus shows looks just lame and stupid.
Yeah, it shows is just stupid. Like I said, Hiromu's is unique. It's fun. It's interesting.
Yeah. Back and forth pin to start. Lots of speed, avoiding by both men. Ishimori flips out of a sunset bomb. Hits a flatliner DDT to the arm. For like a flatliner tornado DDT to the smashing the arm into the on the floor. Ishimori moves the corner pad. He's running him. He's working over the shoulder, just beating up the shoulder in the ring. Hiromu drop kicks Ishimori off the apron, or he gets him to the outside and drop kicks him off the apron into the barricade. Hits a Falcon Arrow for 2. Ishimori getting the nasty German. Love it. To Hiromu hits a TKO onto the barricade. Springboard drop kick to a down Hiromu when he comes back in, very Ospreay style right there. Hits the Rocky Maivia style shoulder breaker. Hiromu stops La Mystica. They trade snap suplexes. Hiromu hits a hard lariat. Both are down. Death driver into the corner by Hiromu. He ends up getting a dynamite plunger for 2 after some reversals. Lariat by Hiromu, but Ishimori reverses it into a tombstone lung blower. Lariat and flatliner by Ishimori goes up to the top and misses a 450. He stops the Mystica into the Mystica stopped into Victory Royale, but Ishimori reverses it into the bone lock, then into the bloody cross, but Hiromu reverses it into the time bomb for 2. Red Shoes gets hit. Ishimori, it's a low blow into the Gato clutch for 2.9. Pumping bomber by Ishimori, then another, but Ishimori reverses an inverted DDT into the bone lock, but Hiromu fights to the ropes, but he gets pulled back to center. But Hiromu fights very hard, does get to the ropes. Super kick by Ishimori, but a high knee by. Super kick by Hiromu, but then a high knee by Ishimori, and then Hiromu rolls him up for 2. Then he gets another bridging roll, which is called the Hiromu roll, and Hiromu gets the win. I'm not expecting that ending.
Didn't expect the ending, but I did expect Hiromu to retain. He's very popular right now. He's very over with the crowd over there right now. I personally personally would have liked to see it go back to Ishimori.
Me too.
Um, but I think we're working towards something with Hiromu in that belt. And I think when he does finally lose it, it's going to be in a crazy, fantastical fashion, as only Hiromu would prefer it to be. Um, yeah, Nasty Plex was great. Love seeing that. Um, don't know if you follow Ishimori on Instagram, but man, oh man, oh man, has he been putting that work in? He's been doing a lot of work to get ready for this match and to heal up. And man, yikes, very very hard worker. I love this image, how it looks like Hiromu's trying to like steal his nose, and like Hiromu's like warning him, "You better not, don't touch my nose." Um, yeah. This match reminded me very much of like a high speed match from like Stardom, of like anything with like Azumi and Natsupoi, or like Azumi and Kaguma. Just the speed, the the speed in which they move, the speed in which they do their moves, and just the amount of reversal after reversal after reversal was just so fast, so quick. It was so fun to watch. If you like those high speed matches from Stardom, you will love the junior division in NJPW, especially these two. These two, arguably two of the best. Um, Ishimori, though, I'm waiting for him to have another title run. I really do wish he took this one away from Hiromu, but like I said, I do think he is working towards. They're working towards something.
Mhm.
I don't know what it is, and I'm curious to see what it is. I'm interested in the ride. But yeah,
Well,
that's all I
we're
got to
on
say on this one.
we're on our roll. We're on the road to the golden roll call. That's for gosh, I'm sure. But we're kind of screwed now because the junior titles can't. The junior tag titles. So we're at least we're on a road to him having Takagi and Hiromu holding belts beside him when he does that roll call at when
Yeah. I don't think Suji will get in a placement either to be able to hold anything, but still,
no.
having the team being very solid, having a couple titles is going to be good enough because that's a higher than average,
Very much
percentage
so.
in gold. Because I mean, look at TMDK, arguably one of the best factions that they have right now, but only one of them has a title.
Mm-hmm. So post match, Hiromu made his own challenge for the rest of. I pulled this off another site just to make it easier to narrate because again, he calls it Desperado. Desperado comes off commentary. He accepts the challenge, but he does make a note that he does need to take a little bit of time off before joining forth to get a little bit of eye surgery. So, yeah, correct decision,
And
but he'll
I
be.
don't know if you saw, but like there was not the last match, but the match before their last match in the Super Junior Tag League.
Hmm.
I believe it was the match after the Wardogs match, after he took the chair to the head. His one eye, his right eye in particular, I believe it was very, very swollen, um, almost swollen shut, and you could see it in the mask hole.
Hmm.
So yeah, that doesn't surprise me. And you know, lesson to be had here: you get injured, fix injury, then have big match. He's doing it right.
Otherwise, you walk like Tanahashi.
Or you have Kojima hand, where your hand is just this.
Yeah. We move on. Main event of the evening is for
Ooh.
the IWGP United Kingdom / United States Heavyweight Championship match. Will Ospreay with Callum Newman defending the title against Shota Umino. Um, I'll say this: it's pretty unfair that the guy gets his dad to referee the match for him. Like,
Because
you
Red
can't
Shoes
be true.
Lumina, Red Shoes does all of the main events. This is a main event match.
Yeah, but it's not truly fair. Hashtag fire red
Clearly,
shoes.
it didn't help him in the long run.
But hashtag fire red shoes. Hashtag we want Marty. Hashtag
You're
we want
so
Taito.
cruel. You're cruel. You're
Hashtag
cruel.
we want Taito. We want Taito. We want
Hashtag
Taito.
we only refers to Andre and his multiple personalities.
I'm putting it. It's in the description of this show. Hashtag we want Taito. Hashtag fire red shoes. That's in the description of this show.
It will not be.
It is. I'm telling you right
It will
now,
not
it is.
be.
STF early by Umino, head scissors by Ospreay, sending Umino out. It hits the aggressive plancha. Then Umino into the barricade. You know what? I can't go through this entire thing. I have probably 3 pages of notes for this match because it was over 40 minutes.
Just pick the best ones.
Yeah, dude, that double trap arm pin where Ospreay lays back into that pin.
Oh yeah,
So good.
so
Good. They're just the two of them beating the shit out of each other. Just it was absolutely tremendous in this match, man. Beautiful standing Spanish fly by Ospreay at one point. Yeah, it's everything is just so smooth. Again, was this match number 3 for these guys, I want to say. And it's just
3 or
everything's
4.
good. 4. Beautiful, like Ospreay getting that sky twister and getting a 2 count out of it. Umino stopping the cutter on the apron and then running his face into the steel and and then getting that there's the other spot where he does the hop over the rope and grabs him and DDTs him into the apron.
Yeah,
bomb as hell. There is the tiger bomb through the 2 tables at ringside.
yes.
That looked crazy. Umino getting his own Os cutter for 2 out of the corner. Dude, this match was incredible. Ospreay stops for
That on the Japanese like commentary was so funny because it was the only English word that was coming through. They would be like da 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 Oscata, da 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 Oscata. It was so funny. They were so shocked that Shota Umino pulled off an Oz cutter, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, "Okay, well, I guess we're surprised about that. Isn't it just a cutter?"
Yeah. There's a beautiful striking battle at center. They get Ospreay gets a snapdragon and a super kick. Hook kicks, gets buzzsaw kicks. Then he starts forearming him in the back of the head, flips him open, traps the arms under the legs, and in full mount, and just starts slamming forearms into his face. This is where Moxley shows up, slamming on the apron for Umino, and Ospreay just slamming more. And this is where Umino like powers up. He's just trying to fire, but Umino's not taking any of this shit because his hero is here, I guess. Even though I thought it was Tanahashi and Naito, but I guess his real hero is Moxley.
I mean, we can't just combine these people into one weird-looking mamma jamma.
Yeah. Umino with a lariat to stop the hidden blade, applies SCF, but Ospreay gets the ropes, hits a crossroads, reverses the Stormbreaker, hits a cradle Death Rider for 2. Ospreay gets a pin, goes for a power bomb, but Umino hits a DDT, then a tornado DDT, then a lifting up spinning Death Rider for 2, where he like spun him Cesaro style, but within the DDT position. Look good. He hits a knee to the back of the head, puts Ospreay up top, goes for it, tries for a DDT up top, can't get it, rakes the back, top rope Death Rider. And then Ospreay literally like bounces, but he gets his foot on the ropes to break the pin. Ospreay collapses before the Blaze Blade from Umino. They've literally been calling it the Blaze Blade. Umino mounts Ospreay, traps the arms, laying in the shots. And then he stands up, and so we're getting a standing 10 count from the ref because Ospreay is fucked out on his head, and he gets up at 9. But Umino gets one more Death Rider, but in just this perfect fluid motion, Death Rider's hit. Ospreay pops up, hidden blade to the face. Just so just an utter perfect fluid motion there. You know what I mean? Death Rider's hit. He comes up, bang! It was so good. So Ospreay gets up. Drills Umino in the face with another hidden blade. They start headbutting each other, like just skull on skull, just gross. They trade for wrist clutch forearms, Euro uppercut by the pop-up Euro uppercut by Umino to reverse Stormbreaker. Gets a pin for 2. Shotgun dropkick, but Ospreay hits the hidden blade, but Umino pops at 1. Ospreay picks up Umino, hits the Death Rider, then picks him up, Storm Driver, but only gets 2. He lines up full force, hidden blade to the face, Stormbreaker, and Umino is pinned. 1, 2, 3. Absolutely incredible match. That's on my it's on my list. Holy shit. that was, I think, the best match I've ever seen Umino have.
Oh,
But
yeah,
yeah,
100%, but look who he was fighting.
yeah, the best in
If
the
you
world
didn't
right
have
now.
the best match of your career and you're fighting Will Ospreay, who are you fighting? What are you
Yeah,
doing? What are you on?
and like the more I watch this, it sounds fucked up. I want him to sign with the WWE because I want that Seth Rollins match so goddamn badly right now. Like,
I
imagine
mean,
this, the Seth
Seth
Rollins.
could get fired and they could have a good match somewhere else.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like the Seth Rollins we're getting right.
Oh,
What just happened?
I hit my laptop. Get over it. Keep going. I'm hungry.
But just Seth Rollins versus Ospreay right now. Those two at their peak right now would be amazing. But yeah, absolutely tremendous match.
Yeah. So don't sit there and be like, Red Shoes needs to be fired. He called this match evenly,
It was a
perfectly,
joke.
and did not do anything wrong.
I know I
And
was
your boy
joking.
won. So shush your face.
I'm joking.
Um, so I don't have a lot to add, also because I'm hungry. I don't want to add a whole lot to this. But Shota bleeding, much like his mentor, very early in this match. I couldn't tell if it was from the nose or the mouth,
No,
but like,
that was legit. When he hit Chicky Nando's, he kicked him in the nose, and he started bleeding
see,
from the nose.
yeah. And this is why the Cheeky Nando's kind of, it's a move that freaks me the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do it wrong, you could really hurt somebody. And if you kick them in the nose like that, you could kill them. So just, people who
But
do this, please be careful. Don't be
that's what
reckless
Umino.
with it.
But that's what Umino gets for not putting his hands up.
In this situation, I don't necessarily feel that it is the responsibility just of the receiver, but also the giver. You have to watch where you're kicking. And
Kick to that
Oscar's just so
chest.
good with his kicks.
Yeah.
Like, he's always catching in the chest. It always looks like the head, but he's so good, he usually kicks in the chest. So maybe in this situation, Umino tucked his head a little too much or something. I don't know. But we got to be careful with those kicks because they scare the crap out of me. That's an
Mm.
insta death. I don't want to see anyone die. I'm traumatized enough with this life. I don't need that. um what else in this match? Think, Melball, think. Don't have a whole ton to add to this. I didn't mind Moxley being at ringside because his involvement made sense.
Mhm.
He didn't interfere,
No,
which
it's just
also made sense.
yeah.
Um, yeah. I actually felt that this was actually a really good like sportsmanship match where they went in with aggression and they worked their shit out. In the end of the match, they were good. It was very much how Shota and Ren Narita handled their shit and their
Yeah.
differences. They just beat up each other and now they're good.
Yeah, you talk about the respect after the match. Umino kneels down, bows to Ospreay. Ospreay gets down and bows to Umino. Great sign of respect for both these men. But Ospreay then looks at Moxley and calls him into the ring as he's saying, "I want to face you at Wrestle Kingdom." But all of a sudden, David Finlay shows up and he smashes Moxley with a shillelagh. Then he hits Ospreay with a shillelagh, and he gets the mic. He says, "These two are synonymous with the belt. They made them mean something. I don't know what he means by Moxley. He made that title mean nothing for a year when he held it hostage in America. So I don't know what you mean by Moxley making it mean something, but Ospreay made it mean something. That's for goddamn sure." I talked about how, yeah, he talked about how neither the UK or the US has made him feel like he's one of them, because in the UK he's American, in the US he's Irish or whatever. Gato then pulls out this Looney Tune style hammer, and Finlay goes to work destroying the belts. And you can see Ospreay's face like almost crying, like that his UK title's being destroyed, and then Boss is just sitting there like, what the fuck, man? Like, it was just. And Finlay stands tall, holding the titles over there, and like Moxley and Ospreay, after he left, got a hold of their like Ospreay had the UK little piece that came off, and then Moxley had the US one. You can see them like almost both broken, that the titles are gone. But Gato does say there will be a new title, and they will have a rebel because they need the rebel. And I'm like, okay. That's not what your banners are gonna say about this, but
Yeah. That was a great promo.
mhm.
Great um I would say spot, bit, sequence thing. Great moment because it takes something that was a really great feel good moment, turns it on its head, and sets up for something else. And now I believe we have another match set up
Yep.
for Wrestle Kingdom in regards to this. And I'm excited for it because these are not the matches that we usually get in NJPW. We don't get multi people matches for titles. We usually just have the one on one stuff. So to know that this is set up something unique for Wrestle Kingdom is exciting for me.
So the 4 announced matches are the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, Hiromu Takahashi versus El Desperado. We have the IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions, Francesco Akira and TJP versus Clark Connors and Drilla Moloney. We have
Connors looks like he just woke up.
Yeah, kind of. Connors like, what's going on?
What's in my butt?
Akira looks like he's yawning, but Okada and Bryan Danielson in a special singles match. And then we have, it does say the IWGP US UK Heavyweight Championship 3-way match, but it has been stated online. This is what they're putting on it for now. It has been stated that it will be for a new title. This is just the working name of it. This graphic will change before Wrestle Kingdom to whatever this title is.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm looking forward to seeing it, and I think that they'll hopefully make the right decision on who they put it on.
Yeah. I have a bad feeling it's going to be Moxley, but
I don't know how I will react to that. I might have a small riot. I might have a certain known member to us's style of tantrum if I don't get what I want, which is Moxley losing. And to be honest, the odds are not in his favor. It's 2-1. Come on. Give it to an NJPW person, please.
I have a feeling if it's not Moxley, it's going to Finlay because I don't know if we're going to have Ospreay past February. So,
hey, but you know what? Again, I want it on an NJPW person because I want somebody who's going to be regularly in either the strong brand or NJPW brand to be defending the titles regularly. You can't do that when you're bloodletting on AEW weekly. So
I agree.
just accept that you're there for the flash and then go home when you're done, please.
You can find me on X, Mastodon, Blue Sky, and Hive at That Canada Guy. TikTok, Instagram, Threads at That Canada Dude. Facebook at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk. You can find me this weekend. I'll be over at our local establishment twice this weekend, doing a Loki review, and we'll be doing a Captain Marvel review. Loki will be me and my boy Ed. Captain Marvel, we're looking at least one special guest, if not more, on that show. Stay tuned and we'll find out who it is when we go live on that show, if it all works out. You can also find at twitch.tv/OurLocalEstablishment, youtube.com/@OurLocalEstablishment. Please check out our boy Mike the Ref, who simulcasts all our stuff at youtube.com/@BackbreakerVideo. You might be watching us there, so please give us a like and subscribe to the channel if you are, or if not, go over to our channel. And if you are there, go to our channel, give us a like and subscribe too. You can get all this stuff a week earlier. Also, don't forget to check out his live gaming content at twitch.tv/Mike the Ref. He also does an AEW watch along every Wednesday there. Check that out. If you want replays of all his great gaming content, go to youtube.com/@backbreaker_gaming, where you can find replays from him, Mr. PJC, Mr. Rick Jules, and their freaking guest. What was their name again? I don't know. Oh, Kayla J.
Kayla J. Kayla J. I love Kayla J. I saw her yesterday with Mike playing Mario Kart on Switch, and she was kicking his butt.
Good. He deserves it. Where can they find you?
If you're wanting to follow Melball, you can find her on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can find her on everything else: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball Collins. You can find me also on our local establishment's programming, Mindful, every couple of weeks. We're going through some different changes over there, so you want to stay tuned to our socials to see how that's going to be coming out and changing up. You can also catch me on Asher Pizarro's YouTube channel, where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase.
Sorry, I'm just clicking it.
He's looking for the ticker. Where we talk all things women's professional wrestling. We got a show coming out on Saturday this week where we have a special guest talking about the PWI list there of awesome wrestlers of the year. So you want to check that out. If you're wanting to watch NJPW, you can find a link in the description box below. It is njpwworld.com. It is 999 yen, or approximately $10 Canadian, but more like $9.50 according to that guy. Still an awesome price to watch some amazing professional wrestling. You can watch the show that we talked about today. You can watch the Super Junior Tag League tournament. You can go all the way back into, what was it, Andre? Did you say 1978?
74 is the earliest matches.
74. And
Actually,
see all of the old people wrestling then.
there's like 5 matches from 74 on there. It's like Antonio Inoki,
Still
man.
worth checking
Go
out
check it
some
out.
classics. And you can check
Really
out
is.
everything in between 1974 and now, including the formation of the Bullet Club, the OG Bullet Club. You can go back there and see a small Pac before he was the bastard. You can go back there and find Melball's favorite dinosaur. If you find him, take a picture, send it to Melball, let her know. Andre, my trusted friend and colleague, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
Just want to say thank you. Love all the support. Please keep liking the video, subscribing to the channel, comment down below, sharing us out, and hit the notification bell to be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello.
And that means it. I am your over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Adios.